trip to Barcelona wouldn't be complete without a visit to La Rambla, the soul of the city. All year round, millions of tourists come to soak up its irresistible charm. At the heart of the boulevard is the world-famous market hall, La Boqueria.
Welcome to La Boqueria and San Josep Market. It's one of the best markets in Barcelona.
The market is steeped in history, dating back to the 13th century. This is one of the many stalls selling fruit, vegetables, fresh fish, and of course tapas. One of the oldest and most famous tapas bars is Pinocho, owned by Juan Bayen. You'll need luck on your side if you want to get a seat here, though. Most people leave it up to Juan to choose their meal. He's an expert in traditional Catalan cuisine.
My mother opened this business here in La Boqueria long ago. She passed the tradition on to me, and I manage the shop now with my son. We've had many opportunities to move, but La Boqueria on La Rambla is my home.
Juan Bayen grew up here. He's witnessed many changes to the street over the years. But for him, La Rambla will always be the place to see and be seen.
No matter where you're from, in Barcelona, everyone gathers on La Rambla, and that makes it one of the most beautiful places in the city.
La Rambla is around 1.3 kilometers long and runs from the hustle and bustle of Plaça de Catalunya all the way to the port of Barcelona. A statue of Columbus stands at one end. The rest of the boulevard is split into 5 sections, each with its own name. That's why it's often referred to as Las Ramblas, in the plural. Juan Bayen's favorite is La Rambla Sant Josep, also known as Rambla de las Flores, for the many flower stalls.
This spot on La Rambla is where people were allowed to sell flowers for the first time in Catalonia, and this tradition lives on today in these stalls. They represent a wonderful piece of history.
It's said La Rambla was once a sandy riverbed. For more than 400 years, a wall separated Barcelona from the western district of El Raval. In the early 18th century, the wall was torn down and the tree-lined promenade was built. The first flower stalls appeared in the mid-19th century and soon became a local landmark, as did the Gran Teatre del Liceu, which opened in 1847. The Opera House was destroyed in a fire around 20 years ago. It's now been repaired to its former beauty. The history of the boulevard is also reflected in the numerous street cafes, although most people here are now tourists. They stroll down the street year-round, unfortunately making it a goldmine for pickpockets. But they also provide an audience for the many street performers.
I like the fact that it's green and open and nice, but it's very, very busy.
I think the street is beautiful. It reminds me of the Champs-Élysées in Paris. It's very authentic, especially the small market behind it. La Boqueria, it's fantastic.
But for locals too, La Rambla is still the showplace of important events. At the Font de Canaletes, thousands of Barcelona FC fans gather regularly to celebrate their team's success. This fountain is also one of Juan Bayen's favorite spots. The water has more to it than meets the eye.
This water is magic. Legend has it that if you drink from the fountain, you'll stay in Barcelona forever.
Staying here forever with La Rambla at your feet sounds appealing. Even after all these years, the boulevard has lost none of its charm.